Opo,
Opo,
sir.
sir.
Ayun.
Sir!
Ayun, naririnig ko na. Thank you. Yan. Okay na. Okay.
Sir, ladder, sir.
Okay, ladder. And then,
Pangakit po.
Nagagawa, sir.
nagagawa.
Pag po sa mga matataas na, kung magdidrill po tayo sa matataas na, pwede po natin siyang gawin.
Okay. So, ang question dyan, is the picture showing a safe actions or not?
Sir, hindi,
Safe po,
sir.
safe.
Sir.
Okay, hindi. So, bakit siya unsafe?
Nasa ano po siya? Nasa
Sa swimming pool.
Baka po bumaba yung wire. May talo po.
Okay, yes. Thank
Pwede
you. Very good, very good.
Bakal yung
Not safe po. It's not safe.
Okay. So, as you can see on the picture, as based dun sa description natin kanina, na dapat when we are working with dan sa mga wet floors or sa wet areas, dapat ay rest assured na tayo ay merong safety shoes, naka-gloves, and then yan, ang sabi ko nga, magkaroon lang ng kaunting ang trip dyan ng kuryente, ay kisay ka na. Tamo, tapak pa, basa ang sahig, walang gloves, very unsafe. Okay po? Okay, next. Moving forward. Okay, cordless tools you love to do. Next, we have abrasive wheels and tools. So, when we say abrasive wheels and tools, so may throw off flying fragments. So, it should equip with guards that cover the spindle. Yan. Parang ito na rin yung sabi ko kanina doon sa presentation. And maintain the projections, maintain proper alignment with the wheel, and don't exceed the strength of the fastenings. So guard so that minimal amount of the wheel is exposed. Next. So syempre, another thing to do is inspecting abrasive wheels. Itong mga abrasive wheels ay syempre magagamit nyo yan lalo kapag kayo ay sheet metal works at saka dun sa mga machine works. So before mounting, you should inspect closely for damage and perform sound or ring test to ensure free from cracks and defects. So to test, tap wheel gently with a light non-metallic instrument. If wheel sounds cracked or dead, do not use it because it could fly apart. Okay. Next. So far, do you have questions pala? Do you have questions? Wala.
Po, sir.
Okay, abrasive wheel used to prevent cracking or yung para hindi siya mag-crack. Fit the wheel freely on the spindle. Kailangan ay nilalak ng ayos yung dun sa may disc. Tighten the spindle not enough to hold the wheel in place without distorting the flange. Let the tool come up to speed prior to grinding or cutting. Don't stand in front of the wheel as it comes up to full speed, and use eye and or face protection. As you can see in the picture, ensure that the spindle speed doesn't exceed the maximum speed marked on the wheel. So meron kasi nakalagay na maximum RPM. When we say RPM, that is the revolution per minute or the speed of the machines, yung kumbaga yung speed, yung bilis. Okay, next. Number 36. So another is the abrasive wheel work rest. So keep work rest not more than 1/8 inch from wheel surface, and this prevents jamming the work between the wheel and rest, which may cause the wheel to break. So don't adjust wheel while it's rotating. So wala namang tanga siguro na habang nagagawa ay nag-a-adjust. Next. Guarding. Okay, so when we say guarding, ito yung paglalagay natin ng protection dun sa machine. So kung sa company, pag sinabi natin guarding, barcode, pero sa machine, when we say guarding, yun yung plates na naka-ano dun sa moving parts. So guards expose moving parts of power tools is kagaya ng mga guard belts, yung gears, yung shaft, pulleys, sprockets, spindles, flywheels, chains, or other moving parts. So yun yung pinakita ko dun kanina sa video presentations na itong mga ito, when we say ito yung mga guarding na tinatawag. So never remove a guard when a tool is in use. Kaya lang ibang mga kukulit, tinatanggal pa yung guarding, which is a part of protection. So guarding, point of operation. So the point of operation is where the work is actually performed on the metals. So actually, pag sinabi naman itong mga so na to, kapag naman kayo ay talagang gumagamit ng mga machines or mga tools na yan, alam nyo na kung saan dapat nakatapat. Kasi merong clearance yung guard at saka yung mismong cutting tools or cutting parts or moving parts. So the point of operation is where the work is actually performed on the materials, so it must be guarded. So as you can see, this shows a radial arm saw equipped with proper point of operation guards. Next, guarding protection. So ayan, so meron tayong natawag na nip point. Machine guards must protect the operator and others from point of operation. Number 2, in running nip points. Number 3, rotating parts. And number 4, flying chips and sparks. Actually, itong mga flying chips and sparks, ito yung medyo delikado. Kasi yun talaga yung nakakasakit. Okay, number 40, as you can see the picture, radial saw guarding. Okay, actually, hindi naman ito not masyadong concern kasi automotive tayo. So, you must guard to prevent the operator from coming in contact when the rotating blade. So as you can see, this is the radial arm saw equipped with an upper and lower blade guard. Next, we have guarding portable circuits jaws. In guarding portable circuit jaws, so sabi natin, guard these saws above and below the faceplate or shoe, and the lower guard must cover the saw to the depth of the teeth. Next, we have the table saw guarding. So that's, actually hindi natin siya masyadong concern, pero when you perform machine works and bench works, so pwede naman niyang i-apply. Next, we have the pneumatic tools. So when we say pneumatic tools, those are tools powered by compressed air. An example is the nail gun cutaway view, yung nail gun tinatawag. It includes nailers, staplers, chiplers, drills, and sanders. Later on, I will be specific discussions for those power tools. So, ang main hazard natin sa power tools is getting hit by a tool attachment or by a fastener the worker is using with the tool. So, take same precautions with an air hose that you take with an electric cords. Okay, next, pneumatic tools is the fastening tools. So, ang ating concern dito is to ensure it is fastened securely to the air hose to prevent a disconnection. So, as you can see in the picture, wire used to secure hose. Ang ginawa niya? So, use a short wire or positive locking device attaching the air hose to the tool. So, yung iba, diba, sa mga air cleaner, meron tayong mga parang pinaka-clip para ma-ensure na siya ay hindi ma-detach. So, as you can see, these are the pneumatic tool connections. Meron tayong unacceptable at saka acceptable. Although, ito yung most commonly used, yung hose clamp, hindi siya highly suggested. Acceptable naman itong number 2, using this protection, kasi kumbaga yung coupling at saka yung mismong ay hindi nag-leak. Kasi pag dito may tendency pang mag-leak. Next, we have the pneumatic tool safety. Place a safety device on the muzzle or nozzle to prevent the tool from ejecting fasteners unless the muzzle is in contact with work surface. So ito yung tinatawag nating muzzle. Muzzle is in contact with the work surface. And then install a safety clip or retainer to prevent attachments such as chisels on chipping, hammer from being rejected. And then also when we perform any actions or any operations, so we should wear eye protection, wear hearing protection with jack hammers. Next, we have the compressed air cleaning. So don't use compressed air for cleaning, as you can see in the picture. So exception were reduced to less than 30 psi. Pwede naman basta less than 30 psi with effective chip guarding and PPE. So this is precaution when using compressed air. Next, we have the outdoor yard tools. So actually, di naman natin siya masyadong concern, na pag-usapan lang So outdoor yard tools, yan mga halimbawa, yung mga mower, So read and heed the owner's manual, guards in place, Turn off to perform maintenance or free jam debris. Wear PP when using this. Syempre, lalo yung mga mower, pagka tayo nagmamawer, may mga tumatalsik-talsik na mga bato. Proper plug in or fueling procedures. Next, we have liquid fuel tools. So, actually, meron tayong approved container for storing fuel. So, usually, gas-powered. Main hazard yung tinatawag nating fuel vapors. So, the carbon monoxide hazards din. And use only approved flammable liquid containers. So, yung iba, basta container, inaari na. Pero in terms of safety, meron dapat tayong approved flammable liquid containers. So, before refilling a fuel-powered tool tank, shut down the engine and allow it to cool. Refuel at least 10 feet from combustible materials. Next, we have the powder-actuated tools. So, user must be trained and licensed to operate using powder-actuated tools. Test tool each day before loading to ensure the safety devices are working properly. Wear suitable ear, eye, and face protection. And select a powder level that will do the work without excessive force. Okay, next we have fatal fact. Employee killed when struck in head by a nail fired from a powder-actuated tool. So, tool operator was attempting to anchor in plywood formed in preparation for pouring a concentrate wall. Next, easily penetrated material. Avoid driving into materials easily penetrated unless materials are backed by a substance that will prevent the pin or fastener from passing through. So, yun yung pinakita kanina na pagka nagpa-fasten using power-actuated tool, iwasan natin na baka may tendency na mag-pass through at pwede siya makasakit dun sa other or dun sa wall. So, also don't drive fasteners into a very hard or brittle material that might chip or splatter or make the fasteners ricochet. Okay? Next, powder-actuated tool safety tips. Don't use in explosive or flammable atmosphere. Siyempre, number 2, inspect tools before use to ensure. Sabi ko nga sa inyo nung last time, when we are using tools, so siyempre hindi naman dapat tayo ay basta gagamit. Una, i-check natin if it is in good condition. Pangalawa, titingnan natin kung siya ay malinis. Pangatlo, i-check natin siya ay properly working. Kasi kapag ginamit natin siya na siya pala ay defective, so tayo ang pag-aabutan. At saka at the same time, in terms of safety, ay di makompromise ang ating safety. Number 2, that moving parts operate freely. Number 3, the barrel is free from obstructions and has the proper shield, guard, and attachments. Okay, next is don't load the tool unless using immediately. Don't leave a loaded tool unattended. Keep hands clear of the barrel and never point the tool at anyone and store unloaded in lock bags. Okay pa? Para hindi mapaglaro ng mga bata. Next, jacks. Okay. So, alam naman natin ang jacks ay very common sa atin sa automotive. Okay, so meron tayong iba't ibang uri ng jacks which will be discussed later on. So, when we say jacks, it is used to set up a jack, ensure na kailangan yung jacking point ay tama. So, the base is on firm, level surface. At the same time, yung stability ng jack ay dapat level. So, pagka tayo basta naglagal ng jack, so may tendency naman slip pa rin yung ating sasakyan kung yung level ng lupa ay hindi pantay. Next, it must be centered. The jack head is placed against a level surface. Next, you apply the lift force evenly. Next, lubricate and inspect jacks regularly. May tanong pa po. So far, do you have questions? May tanong?
Wala po, sir.
Okay po. Thank you for the response. Next, jack's capacity. So, every jack has its own capacity. As you can see, meron nakalagay na, halimbawa, nakalagay dyan sa picture, Mascot 12 ton. Ibig sabihin, kaya niya mag-lift up to 12 tons. So, the manufacturer's created capacity must be marked on all jacks and must not be exceeded. So, if 12.1, hindi na siya advisable gamitin. At the same time, kung ang ating ililift ay almost 12 tons, hindi na suggested na ganun ang ating gamitin. Kasi, kumbaga, maximum. So, hindi naman tayo suggested na gumamit pa ng mag-lift ng object na yung maximum yung capacitance. Meron namang ilang tons pa din ang gagamitin. All jacks must have a stop indicator for over travel that is not exceeded. Ano? Next, jacks blocking. So immediately block the load after it is lifted. Put a block under the base of the jack when the foundation is not firm, and place a block between the jack cap and load if the cap might slip. Photo, as you can see in the picture, handyman jack is provided a firm base by using the rail rod tie. The load is crimped to prevent it from falling. So next, ang pinakamalagang part ng safety, yung tinatawag nating reporting accidents or injuries. So syempre, when we experience accidents or injuries, we must first priority is to receive prompt and medical attention. So sa ibang bansa, they are calling 911. Ano? So sa Pilipinas, kahit anong emergency. Kasi sa atin sa Pilipinas, iba't iba yung emergency hotlines. Pero nung panahon ni President Duterte, ang ating emergency hotlines na nationwide ay yung 808. Ano? So, report all work-related incidents, injuries, or illness to your supervisor, and regardless of severity. Reporting can ensure that future intervention with such kinds of event will be prevented. Ano? Paperwork to be filled out, which is the incident report, workers' compensation. Another, hospitalization must be reported immediately to ESS and RM, yun yung sa ibang bansa, which is under OSHA, and not later than 8 hours from time of accident. So yun yung SOP nila sa OSHA. Okay, summary. So sabi natin, hazards are usually the result of improper tool use or not following one or more of these protection techniques. Una, inspecting the tools before use. Second, read tools owner's manual prior to use. Third, using PPE or personal protective equipment. Fourth, using guards. Fifth, properly storing and maintaining the tool. 6, keep the workplace neat and free of clutter. 7, using safe handling techniques. Okay? So that ends, that concludes power and hand tool safety. So far, do you have questions?
Wala po, sir.
Okay, so I will pause the recording.